Hello everyone. In this video I'll show you how you can create your own REST API. If you come over here, you can see I have so many product data, card data, and then to those posts, that data is available in REST API. If you click, you will get the link, and now you can fetch or you can get the data with Axios in your project, and you can easily use it. In any project, e-commerce or social media, you need to have that demo data where you can use it. Then to particularly typing it in your project and make it the much more loading, you can create those kind of fake API or REST API, and then you can use it in your project. So this video gonna be have a two part. First part, we're gonna create that REST API, all of that, and then we will create that entire website from also you create the documentation, then how people can come over here and can use it. And if you look at here, it's already uploaded in Vercel. So also I will show you how you can upload it in Vercel to get that legit HTTPS extension, then you can use it properly in your application. So let's begin to create our own API. Now here is a folder named text project. We're gonna create that everything in that project. First of all, I will just open my terminal, or you can directly go to VS Code, but I'm just opening over here because it's a backend application. First, we need to initialize our Node package manager npm. So let's create npm init. Now it's giving us a project name, a package name, it will be the same package name, version is the same, description same, entry point it will be the index.js. Now here is a lot of things you can change, you can manipulate. Just for the easy learning, I'm gonna go as default as possible. Okay, yes. Now I'm gonna open that in our VS Code extension. Previously I opened so many things, that's why. Now here you can see our entry point is the index.js, so we need to create our index.js. So that's our file. Now let's see if we make it console.log hello, and then we're gonna run that. I will take the git bash from here, npm start. Now see, it's not working because by default sometimes it's not taking the start, the entry line, our entry point we give, the start line we give, that it was from the node, and it will be index.js. We need to manually type that entry point, otherwise it's gonna freak out and it will not find any entry point at it will not work. Now if we start, it's working. So it's time to take our project next level. We're gonna install the Express to run our backend server. Install Express, and if you come in the Express documentation, if you go to the example of hello world, you can see there is a little bit example is there. I will just make it a copy, and then I will try to use it in our file. So now I think it will work. Our port number is 300. I'll give it 800. That's one of the good one. Now if we could, and yeah, now our example app is listening on port 800, and then it is stopped, because if I make anything more like console.log again, it's not running. To frequently running our backend server, we need to initiate our nodemon, then it will run continuously. I will take another terminal and then install our nodemon, and then how we gonna use it. Now that's very simple to use. Remember, we keep node and index.js. We will make a nodemon index.js, so it will start that much pretty fine. So if we close the terminal and then npm start, now you can see both of that command we get. And now if I just copy it and then another, say it's continuously running. So our server is running completely. So now let's go to begin to create something more. Here you can see we take a port is 8000. That port we will not keep in that port name because it's not good if you keep directly over here. So first of all, we're gonna do one thing. We will install our .nav, and in that .env, and then we will create an env file .env. Like if I keep the port, here is 8000. That's the port we're gonna use it in our index file. Okay, so now how we gonna use that port in our file? Just let check over here. We need to get that one require.nav. If we come over here and we paste, now console.log sorry, yeah, if we just see over here, so we need to make it in console.log like process.env. we're gonna see what the process.env is giving, because this .env have a configuration, and from there we will get that process.env. Now if we go to process.env, it's giving a lot of things. So now we that one is port. So if you can see, there is a port number is also giving. So now if we just get that port number, and you can see it's giving us the port number. So that port, we already have that port. We will just copy it. We'll remove that because we are not gonna manually type that. Okay, and also see, you will not the example, we will make that server is running on port 8000. Now by default, maybe sometimes your .env file will not work properly. We need to give them another option. If that is failed by somehow, it gonna change to port 8000, so it will work in that way. And also maybe it's not need for our this application, but I'm gonna also use the course. I will install it here because sometimes in the backend and the front end it gonna make some problem, create some issue. To avoid those issue, we're gonna install course over here. Now it's also pretty simple to use. We need to require the course, and then we will use that course. Require course, and in that app you'll app.use. I think they use the course. Yeah, that's simple. So now we have our backend server and it's running on port 8000. So what we need to do, we need to create our route, because if we just come over that application, if we click in the product, it's giving a route. So that route we need to create. So first one, it will be we're gonna create a folder where all of our routes will be available, and inside that folder, first we're gonna create a route for products.js. So that will be our first route. And to initiate the route, what we're gonna do, we need to create our Express server, cons Express, and we need to require it from Express, and then we need to initialize the router, cons router. Then it will come from Express, and inside of Express there is an extension called router. That router we're gonna use. And then what we'll get from router.get, now we'll give the link which will be products. In that link, whenever anyone will hit that link, there will be a function which will take one request, and then it will send one response, and then we'll make our function, and in that response we're gonna send I am the product. Okay, so it's not yet done, because what we need to do, that module we need to export as a router. So now if we hit that link, like if we, because our server is running in, if you just read before, it's running in 8000. We click 8000, what we can see in 8000, we got that one, hello world, right? Like main page, say it's changed, it will be changed if we just yeah, it's the main page. Now if in that we create a route which call products, right? It's not getting, because why it's not getting, we create the route, product route over here, but we need to initialize over here in our main page. Like we will say, if we get to that products, what we will get, right? There will be no function is running, we will just simply initialize the product data. Okay, so just because we are not going to running any products, and then that products we need to import const products equal to require, and is from the routes and from the product.js. So now we initialize our product router. So if we just refresh that, see, I'm the product. We create our first router. It's from the main file, from the base home page, it's creating the route as a product, and we get the product data. So let's same like that product, we will create another router which will be card.js. Now pretty much we will do everything from here the same, right? I'll just copy it just to be a little bit more easy. We will create that as a cart router, and now in here card products. So that's a router we create, right? And the same way, if we come over here, if we initialize another one, give us a name as a card, and then we will get the card data, we'll copy, then the card will be from card.js, right? Now if we come over here and we write the card, we get the card products. Now if you come in the browser, it's a lot of things to type every time, so I will use that Postman, and in the Postman we will create a new collection. We will open a collection, we will rename it, because right now there is nothing. I'll just rename that collection. It will be fake data. Now inside that collection we will create some request. The first request which will give me the products. Okay, so in products request, if we go backwards, we will have that link, the product link, right? Now in that, because it's a get request, we will paste the same get request. If we paste over here, you can see I am the product is available. Okay, in the same way we will create another request, and that request will be the card, and the same will be like alongside the same request, but the name will be different. It will be card. Okay, see the card products, it's available. So in that we no need to use the browser anymore. We will use the Postman to check our link, is it okay or not. So now we came over here. Now you can see we have two links, card and products, but for that, like, it will not be only two, because we're gonna create 3, 6, 7 links, right? So if we create that 7 links all together, we need to in the index.js, see what we need to do. We need to create the 7 line, but how we can make short, how we can make a unique line, right? That we're gonna do it in that way. Just go alongside with me, and for that we will use something called read directory sync, and it will become from the file fs, the file system. So read dir, I think, yeah, dir, yeah, sync, read directory, I think there will be an a, read, yeah, read directory sync, and it will be from of course it will require some arguments. It will require from that node file system. Watch the root file system, it will require from there, and that will pop up and function. Okay, so now if we just make in a console.log read directory sync, no, it will not be given us in that way, read directory sync, because inside it will crash, because inside that read directory sync everything will be available, but we need that routes. If we go to the routes, we need to see what kind of things is given. Okay, encode routes. I think we need to give a route name. Yeah, now it's working, because in that read directory sync we have every source of directory, every source of link is available, whatever we are using from the file system. So now if we just console, we can see we have card.js and product.js. We have only two, right? Because we created only these two which is available in the router. So alongside not writing these two, that products from products, card from card, we are not gonna write that one. We're gonna remove these two. We no need to having this way. So now we can see we have the read directory to sync, and then we will have that an array, right? Now we can easily map that array to get our particular link. I will just cut it, paste over here, because from that we get a to file. So now what we will do, I will just create a mapping function, and just I make the file, and then that same app which we are using, right? So I will create the app.use, the same we're gonna use it for that. Then it will give us a slash which will require a path, and now we will give that requirement, and now it will go through the folder we have that here, routes folder, and inside that route folders, after also it will give in routes, and then see whenever we give a slash, it's available, the card is available, and that card is coming as a file, right? We keep it as a mapping function. So now we will just plus it and we will give that file. So I think it's pretty much available. If we go to our Postman, if we go to products and now send the request, product data available is working, and we go to card, click the card, card's data is available. So we have product and card. Now how many we need? We need the user, post, comments, to do, and photos. So let's create the user, and that one will be pretty much almost the same. We will see it's already broken because we already create another one and we didn't export it yet. That's why it's just gonna freak out. Now we make it users. I'm not gonna write it so that much, because later on we're gonna pop up the data. See, it's working. So now if we come over here, let's create another request, and that request will be, if we rename it as a users request, and it will be as the same as card, and then we'll just change the link users. Now the user data is available, and again after the user we need to have the post. I will show you that only for rest of that you can use it in your project. So it's the post data. Now the same card, because our link is broken, every time you see it's broken, because it's we need to having that export, then only it gonna work, right? Now if we go to the post, the post is available over here, and now we're gonna create another request. And that request will be post request, and then we go to the link, paste as a post, and the post data is available. So here also other is like comments, to dos, and photos. That things you can do it as your own. So I will just go through it and we'll create that things available for this for link. Okay, So first of all, two products. Now here, because I am sending only that array, only that that data, only that text data, so that's why I'm receiving that text data that I am the product. But what if in that I will take an array, right? Const product data. I will take an array. Inside an array I will create an object, which in object I'll give a name of ID, like one. I'll just give a number ID, and then title, products, and then description. That will be something about the products, and then I will give it a price like 250, and then I will give it the ratings, and the rating will be 4. If we save that, and then in here I'm not gonna send it, I'm gonna send as that product data in that same array. I'm gonna send it, and there is one object. I'm gonna make it oh sorry, it's taking all of that together. Okay, we have only one data. We'll make it 3, and we will change the ID to and 3, and because after that object we need to create a comma, then it will work. Now we have 3 product data, right? So we have 3 product data. If we go to our Postman, if we hit to send, you can see our all 3 data is available as a legit data. It's giving us an array. Now if we go through that link, right, and if we get the data and map through that data, we will get that product available in our app, in our project or website. So now for the purpose of that product data, because there's a lot of things, it can be the way you want, or how the way you want to show your product data. For that I have a preparation. I create a data list. I'm just pasting over here. It's around 20 product data, I think 20 or some more. Yeah, it's around 20 product data is available. I'm giving it ID, title is new or not. I'm giving also the old price, and description is over here. Category there, image is an image link, and it's an legit image link. You can give any link where you want to show your image. It could be available any way you want to show, and then also is giving us the rating. So now that's my product data, and I'm passing that product data in my send request. So now if I just come through my Postman, click, you can see all product data is available throughout my entire part. So that's my product data. So also for the card data, I also the same way it will be. Now all will be the same way. I also prepare some card data. I'm just gonna paste it over here. Now that's my card data. It's a few sort of data, and then this card data I'm gonna pass it over here. Now if we come to our Postman, we came in a card and send, our all card data is available. Okay, and now after that card data, what we have? We have our post data, right? So we need to give some post, because we are just passing the post and just a simple word, but we will pass that whole array, okay, which will contain our post. It's a lot of array there. Now the structure will be same. Whatever you want to pass, that depends on you. What kind of data you want to put it there, okay? It depends on you, I'm saying it. And then that post data, that post array, post data array, okay, post data, we're gonna pass it here. And also just you can check it together at once whenever you want. I'm just checking it every time. So if we come here, we will have our post data, and I think we have one more to put, and that one is users data. And also I prepare some users data for that. Let me just pick for you. and that's all of my user data which will be which is available here. Let's just close it, and in that send request we'll just give our user data. Okay, back to our Postman, click the user, send the request, and we get our user data. So now all of our data is available. Okay, we have our product data, card data, users data, post data. Okay, now to be available to get that data every time, we need to open that browser, right? If we click the browser, that data will not be available, right? If you come with a post, you send a request, it will be empty because it's not having any connection to get the data. We need to keep that server running. Okay, without keeping that server running, it cannot fetch the data. Like the same way, the data will not be sent or will not be get anywhere. So we need to make it uploaded it online, so from where we can get the data easily, right? So that's all so far. I think I'm gonna close the Postman because I'm not needing it anymore. Now here I'll just go to my Vercel dashboard. From here we can just upload that all of that our backend, and we can, because now we are getting it if we come through our browser, localhost 8000, and then if we go to the post, that post data is available, but that link will not be available once our server is closed, right? And also any except me, no other computer can access the data because it's in my local computer, right? So for that, if I want everyone to use, I need to publish that data, because once you click here, it's published already. So now I need to publish. How I'm gonna do it? I'm gonna publish in Vercel. So for the Vercel, whenever you want to publish your backend data in Vercel, we need to create something called Vercel file is a vercel.json, vercel.json, and here we need to pass an object for the Vercel, and that object we will carry the version. We need to give a version name, and right now there is a top of the version is running, but I'm gonna give the 2. Let's see how it will work or not. And the builds configuration, how it will be. We will pass an array. Inside an array we will pass an object, and that object will give us a source, and that source will be our entry point, index.js. Okay, it's gonna search every file, every routes, and from here index, because we are linking all the files here with that, right? Our all routes are linked from our index.js, so we need to give them from where it will look the routes, right? So it will start from the index.js, and now the use, and use, for that use I will create that now. It will use instantly, and we are using the node, right? So our first argument we are giving over here, which is the builds argument, and then the routes argument, because they need to find the route. And for the also there we will just simply pass another array with an object, and that object also gonna have a source, and that source gonna pinpoint giving an every ID instantly, and then all the routes will be available instantly on that particular ID. And then we will give the distribution, which is gonna see from where that ID gonna distribute. It gonna distribute from index.js. So pretty much that's the configuration for our node, because with that configuration the Vercel gonna find it wherever is required from there. In the package JSON we no need the node.mon anymore, because in Vercel the node gonna run, so we no need the node.mon. Okay, so that's pretty much enough. I'm closing our server. Our server is closed, and also we need to go to the browser. Let's go to my GitHub. We need to create a repository, because from that repository we're gonna connect our we will upload that in Vercel. So that one we will fake data fake data is available. So anything just as simple as possible. We create the fake data, and now we're gonna upload it, we're gonna import it to our repository, and for that I will create an file called gitignore, because what will happen, this node modules I don't want to install, I don't want to import, because it's a big module, and if something is broke, it will not work pretty much the way I want. So I will I let GitHub decide whatever the node file require, or the env file, because also I'm not gonna send it here, so that node modules and env file I'm not gonna send. So now in this folder here, let's create the git status. See, everything is available. Whatever I have in my root file, everything is available. I don't want everything go from here, so I will just initialize git over here, git init. Now if you give the status, you can see only that much is available. So now I will add git add dot period, means it will add all the files available in that directory, and git commit. I'll just make a message which will be the first commit is committed. Now I need to link our repository to that folder, so we'll create the git remote, and let's git remote. And now how you can, so git push u origin main, it will push all the file from a folder over here in my local computer. Here is the master, so we cannot use the main. Is main or master, whatever is in your PC as configured, just put it there. It's the all simple is like that. Okay, now if I reload, now my data is available over here. Okay, now I go to Vercel, add new project. Now import from the repository which we have the fake data. We're gonna use that fake data. Now for the environment variable, you can put all the environment variable over here. Now even I put the port number or not, it will be the same, because it's not important that much for that. But like if you have any logging password or everything, or ID or something, you can put an environment file, and it will work pretty much fine. So let's deploy it. Now it's gonna initialize whatever the segment is required. See that installing builder now node, so it will create that version with node, and instantly it will create that project. Okay, so build is completed. Okay, let's go to our project. Now you can see that's the main page is available, and it's the fake data Vercel.app. We get our main page. Now the product data is available. It's the product data, and we create the card data is available. Now users data is available, and what else we have? So we have the post data is available. So our data is now ready, and with a legit legit HTTPS server side rendering. Now say at the main page over here, so everything is available over here, right? Now we created that, and we already published it in our Vercel. Now from that Vercel, in our next segment, we're gonna create that website. Okay, website and documentation, everything will be available. So in our next video, we're gonna create that website, and then we will like whenever we click the products, the data will appear here. So that things we're gonna do in our next video. So just wrap it up and make your own REST API within instantly. Create it. It's gonna really work full. Like if you go to a several like JSON placeholder, you can get an idea how it really work. If you click in that comments, it will give you the comments data, everything the same way same way it's working in our application also. Okay, so that much is so finish that one, and the next build we will gonna create our fake store API website. Okay.